Hey, everybody. Welcome once again to the Monday Morning Mupdates. I'm Jordan, and this is my friend Travis.
Hi.
We're here to talk about what we did last week.
Yes, we are.
There you go, an intro. How about that?
That was a good intro.
We were talking this morning about
Yeah.
maybe modifying some of the format. I think the next thing that happens is we're going to go ahead and create like a splash screen
Yeah.
that's going to overlay,
Yeah.
and then we're going to have a jingle, I think. I don't know if any of that's true, but that's how you
No,
change a format.
it is. It
Mhm.
is. So we were talking about how which is it's going to be typical, but the viewership is a little low on
Right.
these videos. That's okay.
Yes.
I want people to be able to ingest the information and not feel like it's just a monologue,
Right.
which it probably is.
Well, no, it's a dialogue. There's two of
Oh,
us.
yeah.
Yeah, it's a dialogue, but
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah.
Just in the fact that there's not enough engagement, not enough entertaining content.
Yeah.
And the purpose of the video, of course, is to kind of give an update on what we had been doing. And we're trying to do it succinctly, but just in case someone's kind of curious, it's more that kind of BTS, longer form
Yeah,
video.
that was kind of the original purpose, right? Is
Mhm.
every week we want to make sure that we're not only letting people into our world, but also this is great for us when we look back and go, "Oh, wow, I remember when that was a concern."
True.
Right?
Yep.
I remember when batteries were a concern. That'll always be a concern.
I was going to say, that's never going
That's
away. That'll always be one of your top concerns. You're going to be like, oh man, we just landed this $100,000 contract. I wonder if we've got enough batteries. That's going to be the real
Yeah, the real trick.
First thought. You can't even
Batteries.
celebrate. You can't enjoy it because we got to get more batteries.
Yeah. Yeah, so it sounds like you're full of some really good ideas.
Oh, I've got tons of good
I mean,
ideas.
which is normally a thing that happens when you're
Mhm.
fresh back from vacation.
I am rested and
Yeah.
rearing and ready to go. There's the
Yeah.
phrase.
Yeah.
Yeah. So last week I don't have a whole bunch to update anyone on
No.
from an ArcVid standpoint
Yeah.
because I wasn't here.
Yeah,
So
right?
it was a good vacation.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm sure you learned like I did when you were off for about a week, kind
Yeah.
of months ago. But
Yeah.
still, is that it's not as much fun doing it on your own. You adapt. You
Right.
get the business done that you need done.
Yeah.
But and that's why it's always great to have someone there to cover. But because imagine if it was just you yourself
Yeah.
again and you had to go on vacation, all the work stops, everything gets shut down.
Yes,
But
Yeah.
luckily we planned ahead though before this vacation.
we did, and
And
that
so
really helped.
we were batching content. We were
Mhm.
getting everything just about edited, scheduled. We've got our posts internally
Yeah.
kind of planned out so that if client work comes up, that's what we can focus on. That's
Yeah.
where we can just start to knock that stuff out.
Yeah, and it was funny because there was a point about the middle of the week where I found myself, obviously I worked doing this alone for a
Mhm.
while, and so but I found myself going, I could just, like, stop working because I'm kind of just done.
Hmm.
I didn't.
Did you need a vacation?
I mean, honestly, it would be nice if my boss would give me a vacation.
Uh,
He's just a
you
terrible.
you don't know how many hoops I had to jump through to get my vacation approved.
I know. I
So
remember you
good
had to
luck.
put it on the calendar and then be like,
Mhm.
"Look, this week I'm going."
It was tough.
Yeah.
A lot of red tape.
L-
There's
just
forms
so-
to fill out. You got to deal with HR.
Yeah.
Ugh,
HR is the worst.
man, they are the worst.
Again, we've grown to a point of okay, there's more than enough work for two people
Yes.
and almost three,
Mm-hmm.
and for the majority of the week, it literally was only me. Our other employee had a lot of other activities and sports and extracurriculars to do. So I had to do a lot.
Yep.
And so at the end of the week last week, I kind of got done with everything, and it was like 2 o'clock, probably about 1 o'clock when I started thinking about it on Friday, and I was like, you know what? I think it's time to make some changes in the studio. And I
1 o'clock
didn't.
on a Friday.
Yeah,
Most people are clocked out at that point. They're thinking about the weekend, and you're like, we need to do a major overhaul
Yeah.
on our studio space so that
Yeah.
we're, more able to service our clients.
yeah. And I was thinking about the weekend though,
Mm.
but not in the way you're saying. I was thinking I don't got anything going on tomorrow. I could start on this today, and then I'll finish it tomorrow.
You got everything prepped,
Yeah.
and so yeah, everything was ready to just come in here and kind of expand certain sets and
Yeah.
move some things around.
Yeah.
It's looking pretty nice. I can't wait to show it off, showcase it.
This is just the beginning, though, as far as the overall, almost like an overhaul,
The overall overhaul.
because another thing that I realized is, or thought through last week was I think we could be we could keep the creative juices flowing and keep ourselves growing by actually potentially moving the editing workstations out into the studio because we have a space for it. It's just going to take a lot of work
Right.
to get that going, but I think it's overall going to be a positive change.
I like the idea. I
Yeah.
really do. And so if we can find a way to make it work, I'd like to see how it does work. Because oftentimes we're sitting in the office, we're doing something or we're learning something like, oh,
Yes.
so this is how you do this in, the actual shoot. And it's like, well, I wish I was out by a camera real quick so I could test this out because I've got this
Right.
information fresh and ready to go. And I just want to get some practical applications to it. And then it's like,
Yeah.
well, we can't quite yet. We have to go out to the studio. We have to go set things up. And
Right.
it'd be nice to kind of just be out here to be ready to do it.
But that leads to the further thought of down the road actually moving into an even bigger space, a bigger studio that would also be a workspace that could potentially come within a year or two. I'm not willing to like start working on that right now,
Right.
but it is available to start working on right now.
It's an exciting prospect for sure.
It
It's
is.
the growth potential out there is huge.
Yes. But it's all about knowing your limits, in
Mhm.
my opinion. So speaking of knowing your limits, last week while you were away, I actually met with someone who I would call like more of like a he's like a partner to the business. Like he's not a client.
Mhm.
They're definitely he knows that at a point he will become a client, but right now he doesn't need our services.
Sure.
But he loves what we do and he loves connecting us with other people. But he had a potential thing that he was like, "Hey, I want to see if this is something you can do for me."
Mhm.
And it was a website.
Oh boy.
Now,
Oh boy.
now a lot of what he talked about was a very fresh and wonderful idea for a new business that I can't really give away because it's not my place to,
Right. Yeah.
obviously to talk about. But it's an awesome idea. The thing was, the idea that he had is going to require a lot of very custom things. So, although having a working relationship and getting in that door, so to speak, of actually getting work with him would be great. There is a point of knowing, okay, this right in here is not something that we should take on.
Sure.
And that was one of these things where immediately after he described the project to me, it was okay, yes, we probably could do this, but the amount of time it would take us to do it and to do it well for him
Right.
is not good.
It's that fine line between trying to grow ourselves, push ourselves into new areas and realizing this may not be the right time. This may
Yes.
not be, we may not be in the right space to be able to provide the service that the client wants. And it's being willing to say, no, I don't think that's a good fit for me, and then try to offer solutions because still you don't want to just say, nah, shut that down.
Yeah.
It's more like, well, here's an idea. Here's someone who can help you. Here's,
Yeah.
you direct them to the
Yeah.
resources they need.
And that's exactly what I did. I know someone who works really alongside a lot of custom web developers. So
Mhm.
I was able to say, hey, I'm going to give you this name, get in contact with them. I contacted that other person, got them connected, and it looks like it's going to work out. It looks
Excellent.
like it's going to be a great opportunity for him to start a new business. And hopefully with this new business, what it'll do is it'll allow him to go, okay, I'm starting to grow this thing, and with this new idea, he's going to need some video.
Sure.
So that was the week. Is I did a lot of those things that I was like, wow, Jordan does this stuff, and I need to this week.
Mhm.
Okay, here we go. Let's remember. It's
Helps
been a while.
exactly. It helps remind you of the perspective
Yeah.
of all the different things we do here.
Yeah.
And yeah, always a good time.
I
And I
did-
got to go to zoos and aquariums and aquaria and
Is that the
right?
plural of aquarium?
Yeah. Zoo and
Aquariums is.
just like terrarium, plural terraria, you learned that.
Oh, yeah,
Yep.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
And then so aquarium, aquaria.
Aquaria.
Yeah, I went to
The
multiple aquaria
Age of Aquaria. They made a song.
today. Mhm.
I don't know.
All right.
Well, so the vacation went well.
It did.
That's good.
Yep,
That's
it
really
did.
good.
And I'm glad that you were able to kind of handle things here on
Yeah.
the home front while I was gone.
Yeah.
Always a positive thing that we didn't drop the ball for any clients.
Exactly.
Very
They
good.
didn't even know that you were gone.
Had I not said anything, they'd be none the wiser.
Right. What if I told you that I didn't even notice you were gone? We just talked a whole lot about how I noticed you were gone. So I guess I can't say that, but
What if you were also gone?
and I didn't even realize it.
Well, I'm just saying, and we were lying this whole time. Like, yeah, Travis had to do a lot of work. He was with me at the zoo.
I was the
He was
orangutan.
the he was with me at the zoo. Yeah.
Well, so we both had a pretty good week. A
Mhm.
lot of learning experiences, a lot of relaxation. That was good.
It is good.
But I think we now we got to actually, like with a normal vacation, you got to get back to it and make up for all the stuff you missed.
Oh, yeah, exactly. Right. Yeah,
I
you
did
let things
nothing.
pile up. Yeah. So I'm gonna go check my emails, and my inbox is gonna be like 400 emails, and all of them are gonna be urgent. And
Yeah.
Travis is like, "Come on, Jordan, let's go. You got to talk to all these clients. Let's go."
Literally, all I did last week was write you
Just
emails
delegate.
and say, "Hey, when you get back, take care of this."
Take care of this. Do this. Do
Do it.
this. Yeah.
So, good luck. Speaking of, you're going to need the time, and we need to go
All right.
because you got to get back to it.
Let's get to
Hey,
it.
thank you for tuning in. We really appreciate you guys. And last week we did the whole like pointing, nodding. You've been there, right? You watched it. You watched it.
You watched it.
Good. Well, if you did, I just want you to specifically know we love you.
That's right.
The other people who don't make it to this point, no love.
No love.
No love at all.
Unless they come back and watch this later, in
Oh,
which
right.
case
Then
love you as
then
well.
we retroactively
have loved you.
have loved.
Yes.
So make sure you like, subscribe. Also, don't forget if you are watching just these, we do some pretty fun videos. We've talked about Fun Fridays, etc. in the past. We do post them as YouTube shorts, as well as we have them on Instagram and on Facebook in different formats, actually. So it's really a great idea to go follow us over there. We haven't put those in the show notes ever,
Oh, good point.
but
Nice plug. Nice plug.
ArcVid is pretty easy to find.
Right. If
It's
you can spell
very
it right.
unique. So please make sure you follow us.
Mhm.
Let's get back to it.
Let's do it.
All right. We got to make sure they're following us.
Everyone have a good week.
Yes. See you next week.